Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a challenge that so many of us face. You're skilled, you've got amazing experience, but your resume? It feels like it's just disappearing into a black hole. We're going to break down why that might be happening, and you know what? It's probably not for the reason you think.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. A recruiter with more than a decade of experience basically says that one of the biggest mistakes we make is obsessing over the resume first. The real problem, they say, is actually much deeper. It's the lack of a clear strategy. The resume is step 3.
And that, right there, is the million-dollar question we're going to answer in this explainer. We're breaking down a really powerful strategy-first approach that can totally reframe your job search, especially if you're trying to break into a new market or even a new country.
So, phase 1 is all about thinking and researching before you even dream of writing a single word on your CV. It's about building a solid foundation for your search. Let's see what that actually looks like. Before you even touch that resume, you have got to get specific. I mean, what industry? Sure, but also what kind of role? Are we talking permanent, contract, project-based? And which region are you targeting? Because a job search in Zurich is going to be very different from one in Geneva. Then, you have to be really honest with yourself and assess how your skills actually match what these roles need. And finally, what's missing? This is so critical. It might be a specific software, a local certification, or, and this is a big one, the local language.
Now, here's a key piece of advice on that whole relevance thing. You don't need to be a 100% perfect match. Nope. If your skills and experience cover about 60 to 70% of what's in that job description, that is often more than enough to be a really strong candidate. The trick is knowing how to show it.
All right, once your strategy is crystal clear, now it's time to start crafting your documents. Your CV, your LinkedIn profile, your cover letters, they all have to work together to tell one compelling, consistent story that speaks directly to the goals you just set for yourself.
This slide really shows a critical shift in how you should think. Instead of just listing your old duties like it's a job description, you need to focus on your achievements. Frame your experience around the results, the value you actually delivered, and use numbers whenever you possibly can. That is what grabs a recruiter's attention.
So just remember, you cannot have a one-size-fits-all approach. It just doesn't work. Every single application needs a tailored toolkit. Think of all your documents as one unified system that you customize for each role. And hey, if you have a gap in your resume, don't try to hide it. Just frame it as a career break for relocation or learning something new. It shows honesty, it shows purpose, and by the way, a clean, professional format is always better than some super fancy design unless you're in a creative field.
Okay, so your strategy is set, your documents look sharp, but just shooting them into an online portal, that's only half the battle. Now it's time to get out from behind the screen and connect with actual human beings.
And why is this so important? Well, because those automated application systems, the algorithms, that can so easily filter you out if you're not a perfect keyword match. A direct human connection gives you a chance to bypass that machine and actually explain your value to a real person.
These are real, actionable steps you can take. Find people in your target industry on LinkedIn. Send them a short, specific message, not a novel. And here's a great insider tip. Ask a relevant recruiter for a quick chat to get their take on the market, not just to ask for a job. And when you go to events, have a clear goal in mind. The point isn't to hand out a stack of paper resumes, it's to exchange LinkedIn contacts so you can build a real, lasting professional network.
Finally, you absolutely need to treat your job search like the serious project it is. And that means tracking your progress, learning from the feedback, or, the lack of feedback, and constantly tweaking your approach based on real data.
Always remember, the goal is not to blast out 100 generic resumes a week and just hope something sticks. That is a one-way ticket to that application black hole. The real goal is to make every single application a high-quality, targeted effort that has a real shot at success. It's quality over quantity every time.
And here's exactly how you do it. A simple tracking sheet like this is an incredibly powerful tool. I'm serious. It helps you see the patterns. Are you getting rejected for the same reason over and over? Maybe it's time to address that missing skill. Are you not hearing back from a certain type of company? This data lets you stop guessing and start adjusting your strategy based on what's actually happening.
It is also so important to have realistic expectations. A successful job search, especially in a new country or a really competitive field, it takes time. 3 to 6 months is a very common time frame, but you know what? It can easily take longer for more specialized roles. The key takeaway here is that persistence is absolutely non-negotiable.
So, what's your first move? It's not about doing everything on this list all at once. It's about picking one single strategic action, maybe defining your target Canton, maybe refining one line on your CV, or sending one networking message, and just doing it today. Thank you for joining this explainer.